So I thought I would talk a little bit about my first impressions, I guess, of Albania. I've been here a little over a week now. Currently in Berat, and I'm really smitten with this place. This is beautiful, but I'll get to that in a minute. So, the first place I pulled into was Skoder, and I found a campsite on Park for night, and it had a beautiful view of the Berat Castle, and on this lake, or river, we'd call it a creek at home. It was just beautiful, but there wasn't a spit of shade. The guy was amazingly nice. The facilities were wonderful, but it just wasn't for me. You couldn't get to anything around it. Of course, the question now is, how the hell do you cross this place? There's a roundabout up there I may have some better luck at. Let's go give it a shot. Everything under construction. Etc., etc. After that, I pull into Durrës, and everything I had already seen online about Durrës said that it's a little rough around the edges, and it's a city versus just a beach town, So this campsite was family owned, about 5 blocks from the beach, which was great. Walked to the supermarket. It's the only place in Europe I've been able to buy a bag of ice for beer. That's been a problem that I'm trying to solve. More on that later. And anyway, 5 blocks from the beach, just in this family's yard, 3 generations living there. And there's chickens and dogs and the whole thing, and they were amazing and so friendly, but I don't know what it is about the Balkans, but a lot of the toilets leave a lot to be desired. Use a damn toilet seat, people. Some of us are way past the age of squatting. I'm just going to tell you. But that's my only complaint there. So I had a pretty good time in Durrës. I even stayed an extra day. So then, my intent leaving Durrës was to go to Apollonia to see the Illyrian, Greco-Roman, you name it, it's been there, archaeological site. And it's still on my list, but then I was going to go to Berat. So I decided I'm just going to head on into Berat. And that's what I did. I'm going to spin y'all around. Look at this. If I can spin it. Just beautiful. Those vineyards. Anyway, where was I? So I, again, found a campsite on Park for night. And pull in. Again, family is really nice, but I don't know. It was like, I don't want to say a garbage dump. Look, I'm very well aware of being in a developing country, and these folks put the D in development because they are working on everything, and I find that impressive. There's something to be said about being in a country where people are focused on building things and creating a future. So my hat's off to that. Anyway, another one of those things, you couldn't walk to anything, And I mean, I just need to be able to walk to a damn fruit stand and a place to get water and stuff like that. At least at this point. Anyway. So I decided I was going to stay in Berat, but I wasn't going to stay there. So I've moved into this new campsite called Riverside Camping. It's not on the side of the river, but I can walk to the old town. I could walk up to the castle if I want, but that's going to be a taxi ride up and a walk down, I think. That would be the smart thing to do. And the facilities are wonderful, and the hostess has brought me apricots from the tree, and there's a community vegetable market just like right catty cornered. I bought some cherries. Supermarket a block away or so. They don't have bags of ice. Yeah, so refrigeration in the van continues to be an issue. Poor little thing. I mean, the damn thing's 20 years old, right? It can't keep up, and there's just not enough room in it. So I'm trying to source like a 20-liter compressor fridge, like 12 volt, 230, and I have no idea where the hell I'm going to put it. And use that for additional food storage, but keep some damn beer cold, and one with freezer capacity. Then if I've got to make my own ice, I can at least do that. The only place that the locals are telling me is this chain DIY store in Albania called Busy, B-U-Z-I store. There's one in Durrës, and I almost wrecked getting there. So the next one is in Fear. So on the way out of here, I may try to stop. The problem is these stores that I've seen, it's like a Home Depot in the middle of the city with zero parking, and I'm in a van. So, hell, I almost wrecked crashing into a Mercedes in Durrës trying to get to it, and I'm just like decided that was just not going to be what I was going to do that day. Anyway, wish me luck on that. Anyway, enough waffling on, as the British would say. Let's get back to this. I've heard people say if you visit one place in Albania, make sure it's Berat. And after arriving here, it's easy to see why. So this ancient city is nestled along the Osum River and is surrounded by rolling mountains. Berat is one of Albania's most beautiful and historic cities. It's often called the city of 1,000 windows, and from a distance, those white Ottoman houses stacked along the hillside really do look like thousands of windows staring back at you. But Berat is more than just a pretty town. This city has been continuously inhabited for over 2,400 years, making it one of the oldest settlements in Albania. And towering above it all is Berat Castle, a fortress that has watched empires rise and fall for more than 2,000 years. Today we're going to take a look at the fascinating history behind both Berat and its incredible castle. The story of Berat begins long before Albania even existed as a country. The area was originally settled by the Illyrians, an ancient people who lived throughout the Western Balkans. Archaeologists believe that a fortified settlement existed here as early as the 4th century BC. The location was ideal. The Osum River provided water and trade routes, while the surrounding hills offered natural protection from invaders. Now, eventually, the Romans arrived and incorporated the settlement into their growing empire. And after the Roman Empire split in two, Berat became part of the Eastern Roman Empire, better known today as the Byzantine Empire. Over the centuries, the city found itself caught between competing powers: Byzantines, Bulgarians, Serbs, Venetians, and eventually the Ottoman Turks all controlled Berat at different points in its history. Each civilization has left its mark, helping create the unique blend of cultures that visitors see today. Many of these buildings date back to the Ottoman period, particularly the 18th and 19th centuries. Walking through the narrow stone streets today feels a bit like stepping back in time. But the real star of the show is the castle. Unlike many castles in Europe that have become empty ruins, Berat Castle is something much more unusual. People actually still live inside its walls. Now, to understand why, we need to go back over 2,000 years. The first fortification here was likely built by the Illyrians in the 4th century BC. Later, the Romans strengthened the defenses. However, much of what visitors see today dates from the Byzantine period, particularly during the 13th century, when the fortress was extensively rebuilt and expanded. The castle sits atop a rocky hill more than 180 meters above the city below. From this position, defenders could easily spot approaching enemies and control movement through the surrounding valley. Its strategic importance made it one of the most valuable strongholds in the region. Over the centuries, the castle changed hands many times. Byzantines fought for it, Bulgarians captured it, Serbian rulers controlled it, and eventually, in the 15th century, it became part of the Ottoman Empire. Despite all these conflicts, the fortress remains continuously occupied. In 2008, Berat received international recognition when it was designated a UNESCO World Heritage Site. UNESCO praised the city as a rare example of the coexistence between different cultures and religious traditions. Throughout its long history, Muslims, Orthodox Christians, and other communities live side by side here. The architecture, churches, mosques, and traditional homes all tell the story of that shared history. It's one of the reasons Berat is considered one of the cultural jewels of the Balkans. This is a city where ancient Illyrian roots, Byzantine fortifications, Ottoman architecture, and modern Albanian life all come together in one remarkable place. Whether you're here for the history, the views, the culture, or to simply wander the stone streets, Berat offers something special. And unlike many historic destinations, this isn't just a place that preserves history. It's a place that still lives it every single day. So if you're traveling through Albania, make sure to put Berat on your list. You may arrive for the castle, but chances are you'll leave remembering the city itself. So that was really beautiful. And I tell you, these cobblestones are like walking on glass, so you've got to be very mindful of your step. This is the last place in the world, well, maybe not the last place, but you don't want to end up in the ER. So I took the taxi up because that was the smart thing to do, and I'm now starting my descent down into the Old Town. Everything you're told is a 10-minute walk. It's a 10-minute walk. It ain't a damn 10-minute walk. It's going to take me a while to get down this mountain. I mean, straight down, y'all. Jesus. Well, Porky and I are off on our next adventure. We're not sure where we're going to end up this time, but would love it for you to like and subscribe and come along for the little ride. We'll see where this adventure leads us. Take care. Cheers.